Welcome back, everyone. Today we're continuing our journey with the Necropolis in Heroes Might Magic 3. You can see we're on nearing the end of month 2. Let's go. Let's see if we can't expand our map here a little bit. We're continuing with Septima, picking up some of these items here before we go back to our town to get more troops. And this is Isra, if you don't remember. Isra is just going to be our map collector of skeletons, and he will run back and forth bringing troop types over to Septima, who's going to be our primary character. Now, I personally like the offensive attack specialty, so I'm going to pick this one up. I'm a bit far from our castle, nothing I can do about this individual, but I'm not too worried. I'm just going to keep going and making our way up and around. We're kind of in the middle of the map, so whether I go down or I go up doesn't seem to matter. I think I'm just going to go down and at least explore this observatory to uncover as much of this map below as possible. So let's do that. We're going to just fight all the level 1 creatures we can along the way and help build up our skeleton army, because we're not going to lose anything to these guys, and we'll just keep going. He is going to make his way back here. Oh, he's got no room. Say la vie. Now, the one thing I would like to do is to make sure that I at least have a unit in here that can defend this place. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to my class type. These aren't really useful units to have in any other party other than undead, because everything else gets scared of them and end up with low morale, but I'll have someone pick these up later. But he's going to just hang out here to defend this particular town in case anyone attacks it, which someone will eventually. We just continue with Septima. Drop off some units. So he is going to drop off these units. He's keeping these. He will upgrade the skeletons that he's produced. And the main thing I want to bring to Septima is just more vampires. Vampires is going to be her specialty. Any new spells that I might get, and go from there. Now he can make his way back to her. It's going to be a long way to go. She's way over here, so let's just see where she is. He'll take whatever way he can to get there and pick up anything else along the way. She's going to continue to collect, going up levels. Now this is useful for a spellcaster base. Mysticism skill is going to regenerate her spell points. If we get, obviously, if you don't want to have to get back to a well to recover your spell points, or get back to a town and spend a turn there to recover spell points, mysticism is useful for spellcasters. Some people don't like to use it. They feel it's a bit of a waste of a skill slot. Personally, I prefer to use it, so I'm going to pick one up. And again, we're just going to continue collecting as we go. We're tough enough that we're probably not losing any creatures on any attacks. As you can see here, we take out 90 zombies without losing anybody, but we're going to continue to build the number of skeletons we have. Here's a new item that's in the HD Plus add-on pack. You can see here, it reduces the power skill of an enemy by 10%. So there's a number of items. Not only a charm, there's a piece of armor, there's a few other pieces of equipment that do this same sort of ability of reducing the power skill, which is handy to give to any of your non-magic user type of characters. just going to keep going fairly quickly. Doesn't look like there's any human players over here or computer players over here, because these are all gray, which means no player has actually landed on them yet or taken ownership of them. So it may be that there just isn't any computer players down here. It's day 6. I'm going to flag these particular buildings just so they start producing units, even though I'm not going to use those unit types, at least not with this character, but I will pick them up maybe with Isra. I like to have, as I mentioned in the previous video, I do like all my characters to at least have basic wisdom in either one of earth magic or air magic. So here's his chance to pick up wisdom, so he's going to get that. And he's going to pick up some of these if he can. He can't, there isn't any, so moving on. And we just keep going. My goal here is expansion more than anything, so that's why I'm moving fairly quickly and not really building any more of my castle or citadel because I've already got all I really need there. Again, I'm trying to get to her as quickly as possible. So for here, we're going to keep building our necropolis to its full height, but really our manufactory, which is like wizards and alchemists and gremlins, etc. I'm not going to build this unit. I'm going to just leave it as it is. I might use those creatures to defend it if someone takes it, but I'm purely using that town for the purposes of generating income, and that's it. Again, just continuing to move, mark some buildings, and going from there. And he is on his way. I'm gonna, since I haven't gotten these things yet, I'm staying up here. He will get closer. Let's see how far away they are from each other at this stage. Pretty close. He's almost there, so he'll be there next round. So we'll just stay up in this relative area here, so he doesn't have to go so far to get to them. Continue to collect the things I want. And you can see she's now a level 14, so she's pretty built up now. You can see here at this level, by this point, there are no new capabilities for her to learn. All she can do is level up in these skills that she has. And she has both air and earth magic. That's her specialty. You can see here her death ripple skill. Against level 1 creatures, you can see here she's going to do considerable amount of damage. So she's already getting quite powerful in terms of that ability, which is what we want. And you can see came in and attacked me. I'm gonna reload this one, I think, just so we can. It's a bit of a, it's cheating, but hey, let's do it anyway. We'll accept that. I lost that town. If I wanted to reload, because I want to redo that battle, because I would like to show you what the battle looks like for that particular one. It auto saves every turn, so let's just go here, buy everything that's available in this town to fight with, and then let's see how they do. See if he attacks me either way, and he will. He should. Depends on what he has. And you can see he did come in and attack me, but let's see what he's got. It gives me an idea of how tough the computer or enemy player is. Quite tough, actually. His level's quite high compared to mine. He's got level 5 creatures already, black dragons, which are quite tough. I'm going to go ahead and just move a few creatures, spread them out a bit so they can't be at least hit 2 at a time by the Dragon Breath. So let's go from there. Start the fight. The reality is I'm going to probably lose this battle, but I do think you have a much better chance when you come in and take control of the battle yourself. So we've been hit. There's not much I can do in terms of that creature here. He's been frozen, but I'm gonna just do what we can. I want to block the gate if I can, make people kind of land around me or go over me. This is a good spot because these mines, I mean, for me, this is one of the weaker towns. These are one-shot mines. One shot, they're done. If someone lands on it, then great, helps kill a few. I like the other castle types where damage happens round after round after round. So all we're going to do as a tactic here is just try to survive as many rounds as possible, and utilize the attack by the castle itself, our 3 towers, to do damage and help bring their numbers down. Now, I don't like the harpies because they get an attack without a retaliation, so you are kind of forced to try to take them out as much as possible. And we will show you one other thing here. Let me just pause. Now, here's the one strategic attack you can do. The dragon has the ability to retaliate, and he will use his dragon breath, which covers two hexes in a row. So it'll hit me, but it'll hit anything in this square too, which is his 4 Minotaur Kings. So this is a good time to sacrifice maybe some golems to kill his unit. And so that's what we want to do. And the same thing would happen with any creature behind him. So let's just see where he goes. Keep moving. And again, they don't get to retaliate, so let's attack. My hope is my towers survive long enough to destroy the dragons. Let's see. Not really sure what I would suggest in this case. I think what I'll do is I'll move, hopefully be able to use the dragon at some point for something. Really not sure whether that's going to be possible or not. Again, just really trying to put myself in places where perhaps these guys will get stuck. It just hasn't happened. So I'm going to try a couple other little things if I can. It's a bit far. I'm going to try to go here in the hopes that maybe one of them comes down and lands on the mines. Like that, but dragons fly, so he's not actually sitting on the mine. Might as well get a spell attack out of here. Don't want to do that. That's what we were hoping to do, try to utilize the terrain to at least get some advantage. But pretty much our advantage is over at this stage. Now I still have the Nagas, which are helpful. What I can try to do is make them last as much as possible. I've got to reduce the numbers in this unit, otherwise I'm going to die. And the hope is, of course, that our castle towers will kill, but those are almost all gone now too. So that's also a struggle. It's not looking good at all. So now it's down to just our unit. And what I can try to do is try to, again, utilize these as much as possible. That took out them, but yeah, it's not looking good. Let's see what we can do. Getting closer. If somehow I can get him to come across here, I might win. There you go. Look at that. Brilliant, brilliant result. We actually won this fight because we utilized the terrain to win, and we barely won just by the skin of our teeth. But however you win, doesn't matter as long as you win, and we're here. And look at the score we get for that too. And for sure, a battle like this, we would get pretty good experience. We'll probably go up about 3 or 4 levels. We've got some equipment now. That's great. Here's some other new equipment that comes with HD plus the Runes of Intimacy. So not only can you find artifacts that will reduce someone's power skill, there are numerous ones that also reduce people's morale and people's luck. So here's an example of that right here. So that's great. And I'm wondering how much we'll go up. So we've gone up 1 or 2 levels so far. Look at that, 3 levels. Oh boy, this was a good fight. So this was a well worth thing to do. Picking up archery. So now we're fifth level there, and I think that's a good strategy to play too. So if you really don't want to lose a town that maybe you weren't quite ready to be attacked with, it is kind of cheating being able to just reload. The game does automatically save at the end of every turn, so you do have the ability to go back and fix that. There is a replay button over here too that you can replay the opponent's turn if you want to. I don't know that doesn't necessarily reload the last autosave. Um, I do that occasionally when I want to. It is, makes the game less challenging if you do that, but for the purpose of these videos, I think that's what we're going to do if we need to. So let's just keep collecting with Septima. Come over here. We want to really just pick up these units from Isra and go from there. Now, the one thing we have to be careful about, of course, is we don't really have any available units now in this town, and so if necessary, we might run away. Now, I'm going to just grab some free money that's here. Since I'm sitting right here, I might as well get some of the experience while I'm here. It is risky, though, leaving the town, because now it's undefended. Someone just could pop out of the gate there and be right here. So, again, let's just continue on. What I'm looking to do is really make her strictly a vampire unit only. But she does have skeletons as well, so let's just do this and go from here. All right, that's it for her. And now Isra has all he needs to basically head back. He has a pretty full grouping, and so now he's going to pick up the experience from here, but then he's going to go back up here, and maybe he will start clearing in this direction, starting with Mr. Dwarves. We'll do a couple more minutes, maybe a couple more turns for this segment. As we move down, again, we're just clearing these, really just picking up some units for our army, our glorious undead army. Let's see if we can upgrade anything. No. It would be good to get our dragons upgraded, but we really need, if you recall, we really need some of this. We need mercury. Without mercury, we can't upgrade. So just continuing. Looks like there's a little path through here. And we're going to just keep fighting these. So something to point out. With the necromancy, it raises skeletons. But if you don't have an available empty slot in your troop bar, or you don't have the one that's just skeletons, but you have upgraded skeletons, then what you will resurrect are the upgraded skeletons. So that's very handy as well. So as you'll see when we destroy these troglodytes, you can see here we raised skeleton warriors instead of skeletons. So that's handy as well. All right. So we're going to stop here. That's the end of this particular month. We are now on to month 3. We can see here as well that Blue is coming back around. He's going to come in for another fight. And because it's the beginning of a new week, all of these troops are back. So we're going to pick up all these troops just because he is back and he will attack us. We will probably lose this fight. But it's, with up to 100 of those evil eyes, that's going to be a lot. He could be a fairly tough spellcaster. We really have a choice of either staying or fleeing, but we're going to stay for sure, and then go from there. But see you next time. Thanks for watching.